Well, maybe he was shipped in from New York.
Yeah, us New Yorkers, we know how to deal with walls.
We
You
know
California
wall.
guys, you don't know how to do
You don't know how to
walls.
build the walls, all right? Get us in
Because I
there.
don't want some,
build
like,
you the
what,
wall.
some, like, surfer Spicoli, like, hey, man, I built the wall of
Whoa,
Batman.
man, I built the wall.
I was so high, I thought Michelle Pfeiffer was actually a cat for the first 6 months, man.
Well, if you watch the fucking movie, you think she... No, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Fucking hell. Anyway, security was so tight on the production that even Kevin Costner was refused permission to visit the set. And he was the biggest fucking name in the world at that time. Like, as funny as that is, it's true.
You're not getting in Waterworld, fuck you.
He hadn't even made Waterworld yet. He was fucking Robin Hood by this point.
Oh, whoa. He fucking was. We'll get there. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I liked that movie when I saw it. Mind you, I haven't seen it in 25 years, but I liked it then.
I'm Robin of Locksley. I am. That's great, Kevin.
Please tell me that's actually his accent.
No,
I haven't
no.
Again, I haven't seen it in 25 years. I don't know what his accent
it's
was.
More like, it's wonderful. I'm Robin of Locksley.
Because I loved that movie back in the day, but I mean...
But it paid more.
Shit doesn't age,
It would have
I know
been way
that.
better if it was, I'm Robin of Locksley, I am. My Mary, come here, you bird. Come here, give us a kiss.
I'd watch the shit out of that movie. Cockney Robin of Locksley.
Make that movie, come
Yes.
on. They made 10 others.
That's true. Warner Brothers employed a private investigation firm when some shots of Danny DeVito in costume made it into the tabloids. No, they were just trying to fucking track down Kevin Costner.
You give me those pictures of Penguin, you hear?
We need pictures of the penguin, you understand? Fucking chewing on a cigar.
And why are those sought after? We need to see this 3-foot guy dressed like a penguin. Holy shit.
No one knew what Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman was going to look like.
Oh, fair enough. Because those were the pictures that you want to leak. Mm-hmm. Not this little monster man running around with a big nose.
Mean, at the same time, though, I mean, we'd already seen Michelle Pfeiffer naked at this point. So it's like,
That's fair.
It's like, we've seen. I mean, it's all good.
It's old news.
Yeah, it's all good. Like,
I really want to see that little scary motherfucker.
We need to see the little dude.
Penguin.
No, I think it was more along the lines of more people knew about the penguin than they did the Catwoman.
Yeah, because you want to see what they know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so the legacy of this film. This is a thing. Though criticized by some for being too dark and violent, Batman Returns received mostly positive reviews. The critical consensus reads, Director Tim Burton's dark, brooding atmosphere, Michael Keaton's work as the tormented hero, and the flawless casting of Danny DeVito's The Penguin, and Christopher Walken as well.
The flawless casting of the only little man actor in Hollywood that isn't technically a... Mm-hmm. I don't want to use the word. But,
agreed.
You know, little person.
But they say this sentence, which I disagree with, and the casting of Christopher Walken as well, make this sequel better than the first.
Who said that?
I don't know, but this is the critical consensus.
You and I will get a list of these people, and Jay and Bob style, go to each of their houses and smack the crap out of them.
Just smack the living shit out of you, because you're all fucking dumb. I know it's your opinion, but it's wrong. However, Roger Ebert gave the film 2 stars out of 4, writing, I give the movie a negative review, and yet I don't think it's a bad movie. You and I have never been on the same page more than in that exact sentence.
I've done that on this show.
Uh-huh.
Dude!
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, we ragged on Batman for the most part. Mm-hmm. We still gave it 10 out of 10s.
Yes, because I absolutely love that movie. It's fucking idiotic. I mean, look at every review I gave for all the Nightmare films. I never once said, oh, well, that makes sense. No, I literally was like, yeah, no, this is stupid.
But I love it.
But I love it. I gave the one everyone hates a 10 out of 10. I gave Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, a 10 out of 10, and I would at every moment in time.
So I'm just saying, shows what we know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
exactly.
getting at.
We don't know shit, but anyway. It's more misguided, true, made with great creativity, but denying us what we want or more or less deserve from a Batman story.
I'll give you creativity. I'm not going to use the word great.
I agree with that. No matter how hard you try, superheroes and film noir don't go together. They will. Just give it time. The very essence of noir is that there is no more heroes. Batman's an anti-hero, kind of, so...
Bitch! Dick Tracy.
You think that was successful, do you? First of all, it wasn't out at the time. Oh, yeah, it was. It was 1990?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I like Dick Tracy.
I did not.
No?
Even as a kid, I didn't like it.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. He compared the Penguin negatively with the Joker for the first film. You can't do that. writing that the Penguin is a curiously meager and depressing creature. That's what he was supposed to be. I pitied him, but did not fear him or find him funny. The genius of Danny DeVito is all but swallowed up in the paraphernalia of this role. I don't agree with that.
No, because Danny DeVito, design aside, is fucking amazing in this movie.
Yes.
He's maybe one of the best parts of it.
What he does in the film, I question, but how he does it, I will go with it every time.
But Danny DeVito's a great actor.
Exactly. Batman comic book writer-artist Matt Wagner was quoted as saying, "I hated how Batman Returns made Batman little more than just another costume creep. Little better than the villains he's pursuing. Additionally, Burton is so blatantly not an action director. That aspect of both films just sucked."
Well, Tim would be the first one to tell you that.
Yeah, which is, again, studio should have paid more attention. However, let's face it, this is why we're here. A parental backlash criticized Batman Returns with violent and sexual references that were inappropriate for children despite being rated PG-13.
Unlimited poontang!
Which was a sentence I never heard until watching it this time.
You too?
I never
You
heard
too?
No. Never.
Yesterday I watched the movie and we were like, he said what? What did he say?
He said,
Hey man, Chris, I got kids.
I literally put it on fucking... I'm like, what is it? Because I never
Because he whispers it too.
He whispers it so quietly. And I actually literally went back and then I put on the closed captioning and I read the words unlimited poontang. I'm like, he did not just say that. So I turned it up as loud as I could, and sure enough, unlimited poontang, which is now my favorite line in this film. I'm not gonna lie. That's
why I love Christopher Walken so much.
And clearly, okay, so despite being rated PG-13 and clearly marketed towards children, McDonald's shut down their Happy Meal promotion for the film. Burton responded, "I like Batman Returns better than the first one. There was this big backlash that it was too dark, but I found this movie much less dark." I don't know. Did you watch it in a bright room? I don't know what you're talking about. As a result...
That's the pussy I've been looking for. Kids!
Yeah.
Family picture.
Be gentle, it's my first time.
Huh.
Raw sexual aggression. I have oils.
Unscented and scented!
Like, what the fuck? God damn it.
What is it? The campaign manager? He's like, I want to fill her void.
Yeah, I'd like to fill her void. And then you go to the violent part. Well, at least my nose isn't gushing with blood. And then you watch that and it's like blood shooting everywhere. And for the rest of that scene, he's got blood on his chin. This movie is fucked up. I've seen horror movies that have less. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre has less blood than this movie.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Go back. Watch both.
It's true.
God, at the end, we'll get there.
Yeah,
when
we'll get
dies,
there.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
This is some fucked up shit. As a result, Batman Returns would be the last film in the Batman series that featured Burton and Michael Keaton as director and leading actor. More on that next week.
Happy about one, sad about the other.
Agreed.
Guess which one is which?
Yep. A Penguin action figure based on his comic book counterpart was released as a part of Kenner's line of action figures based on the film, as Danny DeVito's image of the character was deemed too scary for kids.
Yeah!
The figure, in fact...
a fucking monster.
The figure, in fact, was a repaint of the Penguin action figure released in the 1980s Superpowers Collection toy line by Kenner. The original one had a blue suit, whereas the one released to promote the film had a black suit. I love the Superpower Collection as a kid, and I love them now.
Oh, with the purple hat?
toys from the 80s and shit, all of them. Like, everything. Batman,
I mean, the blue was okay, but the purple, I like the purple more.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the more of the animated series, right? It was purple.
Yeah. No, in the animated series he was black. He had a purple hat.
That's what I mean, the hat was purple.
Yeah.
God, that's another... Well, that show, we talked about it.
We talked about the show. Ironically, if you look at the original design of the Penguin, he was matched after this.
Ooh.
He had the flipper hand and shit like that. It wasn't until the hideous redesign. He was one of the few redesigns they did well, because he was just a short, fat dude.
Yeah.
Which is what he's supposed to be. Warner Brothers had to constantly submit new Catwoman posters for various sites, or cities. I remember this. As many of the bus stop ads were being stolen. It got so bad...
Too sexy!
Yeah.
It's too sexy!
It got so bad that police officers had to patrol bus stops in order to catch perpetrators before they could break the plexiglass containers. Today,
Hey, where you going with that poster? Fucking perverts!
Today, the large-scale Catwoman bus ads are worth a ton of money.
Not some of them. Some of them you don't want.
Yeah.
Use your own imagination why you don't want them.
They a little sticky. They would be if I had one as a kid, I ain't gonna lie.
I just like the idea of police officers. What's your role tonight, Larry? Yeah, I gotta go watch bus stops to stop the perverts from taking the Catwoman posters. Mm-hmm. This is my life now.
I mean, ironically, I would kill to have one today.
The image of them chasing them down the street.
Hey, he's running down with the fucking poster in his arm.
His pants halfway down around his...
Why has he already started jerking off? Can't wait till he gets home.
Can't wait! Too sexy!
This was before internet porn, people.
That's what I mean!
Yeah. I mean, ask Paul Rubens.
Yeah,
tell you. Callbacks, that's what I'm telling you.
Ironically, the guy they were chasing was Paul Rubens.
Yes. So there's a reason I left this until this point. The final shot of Catwoman looking up at the bat signal was completed during post-production and was not a part of the shooting script.
No shit.
After Batman Returns was completed, about 2 weeks before the film opened at a cost of $250,000.
Oh, they paid how much for that shit scene?
Warner Brothers felt it was best for Catwoman to survive, saving more characterizations in a future installment. Pfeiffer was unavailable and a body double was chosen.
No kidding.
A Catwoman spin-off was announced. Michelle Pfeiffer was to reprise her role, with the character not to appear in the next Batman film because of her own spin-off. Burton became attached as director, while producer Denise Denovi and writer Daniel Waters also returned. In January of 1994, Burton was unsure of his plans to direct Catwoman. On June 6, 1995, Waters turned in his Catwoman script to Warner Brothers. The same day, Batman Forever was released. Burton was still being courted to direct. Waters joked, "Turning it in on the day of Batman Forever opened may not have been my best logistical move, in that it's the celebration for the fun for the whole family Batman. Catwoman is definitely not a fun for the whole family script." He gave a hint
for some people.
He gave a hint on his script around that time, saying, "After the traumas of Batman Returned, she has amnesia, and she doesn't really remember why she has all these bullet holes in her body. So she goes to relax in Oasisburg. What Gotham City is to New York, Oasisburg is to Las Vegas, New York, Palm Springs. It's a resort area in the middle of the desert. It's run by superheroes, and the movie has great fun at making fun of the whole male superhero mythos. Then they end up being not very good at all deep down, kind of like The Boys. And she's got to go back to the whole Catwoman thing."
That
doesn't seem like much.
Awful.
A little bit. In an August 1995 interview, Pfeiffer reiterated her interest in the spin-off, but explained her priorities would be challenged as a mother and commitments to other projects. The film labored in development hell for years, with Pfeiffer initially replaced by Ashley Judd in 2001. After she dropped out, Nicole Kidman was also considered for the role after Judd stepped out of the project. When Warner Brothers canceled a Batman vs. Superman film scheduled for 2004, the studio decided to quickly produce Catwoman as a replacement. The film ended up becoming the critically panned 2004 Catwoman starring Halle Berry.
Which, unfortunately, is out of our reach.
Yeah. My biggest complaint with that film is, yes, it's stupid, but if you want to compare how dumb that film is to this film, there's a lot of fucking parallels.
Yeah, but this one has performances that are...
Yes, I agree. That one doesn't have a saving grace.
Yeah.
However, the plot and the characterization of that film are basically the same as this Catwoman. So, why so much love for this and not that one?
Her origin story is the same.
Her origin story and actually her characterizations as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
Halle
Berry's a fucking cat, and somehow so is Michelle Pfeiffer.
So we begin with Batman Returns. Mm-hmm. Zooming in on Cobblepot Manor. Yes. A baby has just been born, and it's not good because the nurse comes out in tears, and the doctor comes out covering his mouth, looking like he's about to vomit.
Mm-hmm. I do enjoy that they even made the baby's cries sound monstrous.
Baby's crying, and it sounds like a monster. Mother's crying. Father comes in. Paul Rubens and ah!
Yep.
So it sees them in fucking Tim Burton land.
It's pretty much. I'm pretty sure if you turned your head, you could see the entrance to the Batcave,
and
it literally seems like the same place.
Scored rather wonderfully. I'll give Danny Elfman.
Yeah, he made a Christmas version of his theme.
Like, listen, I'm not like Steve. I'm kind of down.